Hi, I'm Liz Plank, and I love men. So I wrote a book about them, and I'm here to talk to them in Washington Square Park. Come along for the ride. All right, Josh, you ready?
Yes, sir am.
3, 2, 1. What's your favorite thing about being a guy or being a man?
My hair, I can be bald and it's not anything wrong with it.
I mean, I guess it's pretty nice to, have the privilege that comes with being a white male. And I'm not necessarily ashamed of it because I feel like the power that I have been given just by, what I was born being allows me to have influence, which is cool because I'm a good person and I like to make the world a better place.
Yeah, so using that privilege is kind of a privilege.
Yeah, when it's used for good things and it's used to spread love, then it's awesome.
What's hard about being a man?
What's hard about it? I don't know.
It's the expectations to always make the first move or to pick up the tab in some cases.
There's differences between being a straight black man and a gay black man, and where those lines divide, and where someone, when I go into a place, I'm not super masculine, and so I do worry about if we're going into this bar, or if I'm walking with my friend, I have my hand wrapped around him. Am I gonna get called a slur, like a name? Are people going to jump us, or are they gonna yell something out? And so that's where I've had that always growing up. The lines of how you have to be in two societies, the black society, the gay society, and then the world society, and how you navigate all of that. Yeah, deep breath.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And figuring out who you need to be in each space, or
Yeah.
how different you have to act.
Yeah, it's really hard.
So do you remember a toy that you wanted to play with as a little boy that you were told you weren't allowed to play with?
I think an easy bake oven, probably back when I was a kid.
Jewelry, totally.
Oh man, I used to cross-dress when I was a kid. There's pictures of me with this horrible wig and my grandma's bra and grapefruits in it. And my dad has it as a screensaver on his computer.
Maybe a Cabbage Patch Kid or something that my cousin left in the house or something.
She left her Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah,
and
do you believe that? That's
bad parenting.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Totally.
So you found it and you kind of wanted to play with it.
Yeah.
And then were you told you can't play with that? Or?
And my brother goes what are you doing? That's a girl's toy. And I was like, yeah, so what? It's a toy.
I mean, aside from Barbies.
No, as far as a gendered toy, I don't think there was anything. I definitely wanted to be like my mom when I was little, so I'd paint my nails pearlescent pink. Yeah, that was awesome.
And no one said that's for girls, or no one.
Oh, they definitely did, but I was just whatever, dude. I got pink nails and you don't. This.
It's a good argument.
But it was too girly. It was feminine. That was not what boys did. So I got a Tonka Truck.
A what?
A Tonka Truck.
What's that?
The dump truck.
A dump truck? What did you do with that? Put all the Barbies in there?
I put the Barbies.
Do you remember ever being called weak? One of those names.
Yeah.
When? Do you remember?
This morning at work trying to move something heavy.
No.
Yeah.
They called you weak?
Yeah.
Look at you.
I know.
I shook your hand. You're not weak.
I know.
I'm afraid of what
This stuff's
those
very
hands
heavy,
can do. Okay, that stuff was really heavy. And so what would they say? They laugh at you? What do they do? What do they when they call you weak?
I said, put a little back into it. Let's go.
Uh-huh.
Man
back
up.
into it. Oh, man up.
Yeah.
Do they really say that?
Yeah, I say that too to guys.
You do?
Yeah. It's tough business.
Do you think that we need to talk more about masculinity? Do you think that when we talk about gender, it sort of is equivocal with women, and we need to talk more about these issues?
I mean, yeah, I think that gender is a binary experience, like we talked about, and I think on the other side of femininity is masculinity, and also masculinity is what actively oppresses everybody. I think that masculinity is kind of the root of all evil, damn near, for a lot of different identities and for a lot of different navigation of just spaces. So I think that masculinity totally 1000% needs to be talked about and really dissected.
Do you think that we talk enough about fatherhood, that we sort of give as many opportunities to men as possible to be good fathers?
I don't think it is, but I think it's just as relevant. I think you have to be there. You should be there.
Do you ever think about what he wants to be in the world? Do you ever think about that when you're raising your boy, about what kind of influences are coming his way, and how some of the messages that are out there for boys, some of them might be good and some of them might be more difficult?
Of course you think about it. As a parent, I think any parent would think about all that stuff. You worry about the influences that they see. Maybe they don't coincide with the way you were raised or how you feel, or maybe what you've become in life. Definitely, yeah, I'm concerned about some stuff I see in the world that, you know, I don't want him to, you know, be influenced by.
Did you want to spend more time with your dad?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad passed 10 years ago. I would take you all out if I could have 5 minutes with him right here. No questions asked.
What would you tell him?
That I love him, that I miss him, that I wish he saw his grandson.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it. I would shake his hand, hug him, kiss him, and let him go.
Okay, when is the last time that you told another man that you loved him?
This morning, I told my best friend Charlie that I loved him.
And did you always feel safe saying I love you to other men, or do you feel like you could say I love you to any guy who's your friend or any guy on the street, or would you?
I do now.
Yeah.
I think there was a certain stigma around that for years before we got to 2019. I think I love you was seen as like gay, like men just didn't say it to one another. I know. I also think I feel permission. I didn't feel, what am I saying to you? Like I didn't feel comfortable saying.
You didn't feel like you had permission to
I didn't
say
feel like I had
love you.
permission to say I love you because there was this masculinity that he held that I didn't, and I was afraid. I think I was afraid of piercing that, and so I knew I could say it with my mother because I felt comfortable. I felt that genuineness. I love you, but I did not feel that with my father. Of comfortable. I did not. I guess I was gonna say safe, but vulnerable. I didn't feel vulnerable.
Do you remember the last time you told another man that you loved him?
Oh, all the time. I love my bandmates. Yeah, I tell them all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you yell it to them right now?
I love you guys.
Ooh, okay. I don't really, okay, well, I tell my family that I love them. I'm like, I don't really like romance because I'm just very, very picky. I'm very, very picky.
They left me. They don't love me.
He just gave you the finger, but
no.
then a peace sign. So I feel like
All right,
you guys
cool.
are good.
All right.
Probably this morning.
Oh, you the one who gave the finger or the peace sign?
The peace
when
sign.
Benji, well, there you go. That was like, I love you, man.
I tell all my friends I love them all the time.
That's great.
Yeah. Love is not to, love is love, dude. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of love it is either. You gotta tell people you love them.
So at the end of all of our conversations, I asked the men how they were feeling after we talked. And I wanted it to remain private, so I let them write it down, and I didn't see it, and I'm gonna read them now. So the first one says anxious, slightly confused. I'm feeling grateful for the opportunity to express my thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Aw. Emotionally available. Encouraged. Encouraged. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.